Listen, I don't care what anyone says about petroleum jelly. Vaseline is gas. I don't really care what nobody say about it. It's gas. This little cute little bottle lasts you forever. I can't imagine how long the big one will last you. But yes, as you can also see, this is going to be a talk through instead of a voiceover because voiceover is giving me anxiety. I don't want to talk too much. So if you want to know how I got this look right here, then just keep on watching. Alright, so as you can see, I already have my face on and I already did one eye off camera just because it takes me too long and my camera would probably cry if I recorded for that long. People always texting me while I'm filming. Like, I be telling them, hey, I'm filming. Like, don't be blowing me up. And then they be blowing me up anyway. First, I'm going to take the P. Louise base. This is in Rumor 2, and this is what I use as my eyeshadow base. It's just what I personally like to use. And I'm still kind of learning how to use it. So it's a work in progress. It's definitely different than using a concealer. And then I'm going to use the MAC 242S brush. This is what I use to apply my concealer, and it's also the brush I use to cut my crease. I'm just going to go in and apply my eyeshadow base. You want to take your time when you're doing this just because if your base isn't perfect for your shadow's going to come out kind of Think of it like your framework. You know, if you don't get the basis of math, you don't know how to add, multiply, and divide, how you going to do, like differentials. I don't even know if you guys know what that are. We're not even going to get into that. I'll tell you what those are. Oh, shit. Then I'm going to use the Morphe E27 brush, and I'm going to go around the edges just to blend those out. And then I also go with my beauty blender just to blend out those edges a little bit more. Shit's dirty. I don't want to hear it. It's just what I do, okay? And then once I blend that out, I go back in and I apply the base. Again, like I said, just a personal preference. You want that base to be good so everything else can be good. I'm going to take the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe Volume 2, and I'm going to go in with Not My Journey, which is the shade right here. I'm going to take that on a Morphe M506 brush, and I'm just going to stamp this into the crease. And then once I get a little over halfway across my eyelid, I'm going to kind of flick it out to kind of help create that shape that I want. Personally, I do more dragging motions when I'm trying to create a shape for a cut crease. It's just it works easier for me that way than to continue stamping all the way through. But that's just what I do to create the shape that I want. And then after I get the shape kind of placed where I want it, I'll go back in and then stamp. Oop, did the wrong color. Stamp where I want it. After I get the color where I want it, I just go along the outside edge and do a little bit of tapping motions. Just this kind of helps with the blending process. So it don't take all day. I mean, it's gonna take all day anyway, but it don't take like 22 hours. instead of 24. You feel me? Once I get those edges blended, I'm going to go in with the same palette and I'm going to go in the Therapy Sesh on a Morphe M507. And I'm just going to apply that right above where I applied the purple, the darker purple. Next, I'm going to go with a little bit of Lolly Mama on a Morphe M4x4 brush. And then I'm going to go back in with the Morphe with Therapy Sesh on the same Morphe 506 brush. And I'm just going to bring that color back that I've lost when I was blending. That happens a lot of the time when you're blending. What takes so long is really just bringing all the shades back. And when you blend one out, you gotta go back in and bring the one previously back into the mix because it just kind of gets lost when you blend. And some people are like, why does it take you so long to do eyeshadow? That's why. Then going into the first shade that I applied on that same brush. I'm going to take the Morphe 503, not applying any product onto this brush, and I'm just going to go right between where that first and second shade meet, just so I can get any harshness out from those two shades. Okay, so now I'm going to cut my crease with the P. Louise base. So now I'm going to go in with the Marina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going to go in with the colored base on the MAC 239S brush. I'm going to go in with the P. Louise base in Bad Black, and I'm going to take it on this Tarte angled brush that came with one of its liners, and I'm going to start carving out that shape that I want. Then after I get the general shape, I'm going to go in with this Morphe E37 brush. I'm just going to fill that in. So I'm going to go in with this little eyeshadow palette from Dose of Color. And I'm going to go in with this really pretty black shimmery shade. I kind of wish I would have just stopped here and not added the glitter on top, but it's fine. Now for glitter, I'm just going to put a little bit of Flex. Just putting one piece of glitter on each little spot that I applied. Now I'm going to apply glitter glue all over the black. I'm going to do it in sections. Try to keep one side of the brush free of glue. That way I can just go back and forth between glitter, glue, glitter, glue. This is where I kind of wish I had just left the really pretty black glitter shade from the Dose of Color palette and hadn't done this step. I didn't realize until I'd already put some glitter on my eye that This glitter has star shapes in it, and I ain't about it. Now for a coat of mascara. I'm gonna use the Acid Rain P. Louise and Revere for under my waterline. Back in with that first shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette and put that right underneath. Now I'm going to apply some blushes. I decided that I wanted to put something in the inner corner, so I'm going to go back in with that Dose of Color palette and put all those shimmer shades in the inner corner. Okay, so I'm gonna do my lips off camera and then I'll be right back. Right guys, and that's the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.